Hey everyone out there, thanks for watching. I'm tired of all the lying, you know, that the media's doing with Sandy Hook and everything like that. It's kind of made me crazy, and today it drove me even more nuts because they're out there pushing that we're in a recovery and everything's going great because the unemployment claims dropped to their lowest number in 5 years, so things are really picking up, blah 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 blah. I'm tired of all this hopium they're passing around and all this garbage, all these lies. I'm sick of it. So what we're gonna do real quickly, for anybody out there who's interested, this is for, you know, all you out there who know the truth, that know that this thing's crashing and it's coming down and we're done. The economy's finished, we're screwed, it's all over with, we're not growing, we're done. And for, you can put this and show this to anybody or give these data points right here to anybody who seems to think that we're gonna be okay. So we're going to go ahead and smash this illusion of a United States recovery in 2 quick points on this here page. Let's get to it, shall we? In the U.S., while the official unemployment rate is falling, a much better indication of the labor market is the labor force participation rate, the percentage of people within a society who are engaged in the workforce. It rose steadily for decades after World War II as more and more women entered the workforce, peaking in the late 1900s to the early 2000s. But now it has been in terminal decline for the past 10 years, having now reached the same level as from the late 1970s. Mirroring this point is private sector data from Automatic Data Processing, the largest payroll services firm in the world. ADP regularly releases its own employment data. They are, after all, the ones who send out the paychecks. According to ADP data, the number of people employed in the United States today, 100 million, is roughly the same as in 2001. Yet back then there were 285 million people in the U.S. Today there are 315 million. So the conclusion is that there has been no growth in the number of jobs, far more people in the country, and far fewer of them participating in the workforce. This can hardly be called progress. Now the old second point here, this is a good one, you're going to love this. Alright, so number 2, we're also told that consumer spending is coming back. U.S. Commerce Department has reported that spending edged higher for the last several months, giving rise to even more optimism. This may be true, however. The other side of the story is that A, U.S. wages as a percentage of GDP are at a record low, and B, consumer credit has been steadily rising since early 2011. So what we're really seeing is U.S. shoppers who are either unemployed or earning record low wages going deeper into debt to buy stuff. Somehow this is a source of optimism. So isn't that great? So let's sum this up real quick, right? So we have the same size workforce that we did in the 1970s, and it's declining. It's in a trend of decline. We have the same amount of jobs in 2001, but we have 30 million more people in the country. And we're at record low wages, and we're buying more stuff on credit. More debt, which is the solution to everything, right? That's how you solve the debt problem, is putting more debt on it. That's our leaders' solution. That's why we're screwed, because we have no plan except for to put debt on more debt. And also, look at this. Does this sound like something that should be happening in a recovery? 28% of Americans are rating their 401k plans. Ouch. And you know what's sad? You want to know what's really sad? All this data is the data up to date, right? But this is all before the real effects of quantitative easing 3, quantitative easing 4, quantitative easing infinity, as a matter of fact. We're talking, this is before constant, permanent, infinite dollar devaluation. This is also going to be a little bit before how the dollar is, for the first time in its existence, losing its status as a reserve currency. This is all pretty much before, it is before, the real effects of Obamacare, where there have been at least 100,000 layoffs in the jobs market, and that number just keeps rising, and that's just within the couple months since its announcement. It doesn't do any good to avoid reality. I know it sucks, but civilizations, they come and go all the time. They rise and fall all the time. Empires rise and fall all the time. It's history all day. There's no reason to avoid it. That's what makes it so painful, is avoiding it. And these people who run this country, they know it. Look at this. Mainstream news, Not news to anybody who's been watching this channel. U.S. taps pension fund to avoid passing debt limit. Our Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner says government will borrow from federal employee pension fund to avoid passing debt limit. And anyone out there, don't you think for a second if they say they're tapping the federal employee pension that don't think for a second that yours isn't touched. If they're telling you they're tapping the federal employee pension, that one that belongs to the people is long gone or just about to be long gone. Don't even kid yourself. They know this shit's coming down. They know it's coming down quickly, and they know it's coming down hard, and they're just trying to keep everyone in the dark about it. It's sick. And it's happening. That's why we're seeing all these martial law drills everywhere. That's why we're seeing all this stuff with guns right now, because they got to disarm the public before they put martial law into effect. They're going to try to disarm us the best they can. That's the truth. So I'm going to put all the links below. I'm going to do a little rant here, so anybody who don't want to listen, there you go. Thanks for watching. But I got to make this point, because, you see, my dad's a banker. Brags about how numbers are, you know, his thing. He doesn't see this coming. He seems to think he's going to retire in 4 or 5 years. In 4 or 5 years. Oh, wow. And we had a birthday celebration for him here at the house, right? And we were down in the basement showing off some new stuff. And happens to walk by the little water, you know, some of the water stockpile. You know what he says to me? He says, "Oh, son, something bad happens, you know, you'll last longer than everybody else." And I just want to look at him and be like, you know, you're the problem. You are the disaster. I love my dad to death, but I just, this ignorance, I can't take it. I love him to death. I do. You know, and this was his birthday celebration. I just took it in. You know, it was cool. I didn't ever say nothing. Didn't flip out. Gave him a nice birthday. Held back. But I wanted to flip out because I wanted to tell him, you know, like I said, you are the disaster. Earthquake happens, you know, nuclear attack, or just, you know, crazy, whatever emergency happens, that only happens for a little bit of short amount of time. Minutes, as a matter of fact. Just minutes. That's all it lasts. You are the disaster, because people like you decide you're just gonna deal with you're just gonna wake up one day and you'll be in the apocalypse and you'll just deal with it accordingly, right? Because you'll just go to the gas station, because there definitely won't be like a 6-hour wait. You'll just go to the grocery store, because there definitely won't be people fighting over just a limited amount of food. You're just gonna wake up one day and you're just gonna be in the apocalypse. You are the disaster, because you continue, after you're hungry, you and all the people who don't prepare go and they cause more injuries and more death than the whole cussing disaster does, because it goes on for who knows how long. Weeks, days, months, years. Because you weren't prepared. Because shit, you'll just deal with it when it comes. That's what pisses me off, because people like us, people like me who prepare, we have to deal with you. Because once your belly goes grumble, grumble, I'm a stupid, dumb jerk who didn't plan accordingly, you're coming and banging on my door, telling me how it's my responsibility to take care of you. So the disaster just keeps on going, and it keeps spreading. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. Right? And this is just fear-mongering garbage, because that's all it is, you know. Shouldn't even be talking about it. And if I should definitely be sugarcoating it and watering the facts down and say, you're right, everyone, you know, there is a collapse coming, but we should be good for about another 20 or 25 years, because what we'll do is in 20, 25 years is sit on our butts, and then when it happens, just sit on our butts and watch it collapse. Stupid. So, anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Sorry. The sheeple, I couldn't, sometimes, you know, like, they just cross the line. Oh, sometimes I just want to squeeze his nose. If something happens, you'll last a lot longer than all of us. Love you, Dad. I do. Stupid. So that's why I say, I understand. I feel your pain. We're on this together. I know that we're not in the same room, and I wish we could be. It sucks, you know, because sometimes I need a hug after that, but you know, I go for my wife, you know what I mean, though, you know, she supports me and everything too, but you know what I mean, you know, so, you know, we're not alone, even though sometimes it feels like it. We're all pissed off and frustrated inside together. So, thanks everyone for watching. Just keep your head up. Said, this isn't going to get any better, it's not going to go away, so just talk about it as much as you can. Love you people. I do. You all are awesome. I appreciate your time, and thank you so much for listening to me, because I know I go on too much sometimes, but I appreciate it. Thanks to every one of my subscribers. You know, I'm talking to all of you, so thanks to everyone out there. Love you. Bye.